Toxic patterns rarely appear out of nowhere. They often develop as repeated ways of protecting yourself, getting your needs met, or responding to situations that feel emotionally threatening. You may notice yourself becoming controlling, withdrawing when things get difficult, creating unnecessary conflict, testing people's loyalty, or repeating behaviors you later regret. Recognizing a pattern doesn't mean labeling yourself as a bad person. It means becoming honest enough to understand what keeps driving the same behavior. Number 1. You repeat what once helped you cope. Some behaviors that create problems today may have once helped you feel safer. Staying emotionally distant, constantly monitoring others, avoiding difficult conversations, or trying to control situations can provide temporary protection. The problem is that a strategy that worked in one environment may become harmful in another. Understanding what a behavior was originally protecting you from can make it easier to replace it with something healthier. Number 2. You confuse control with security. When uncertainty makes you uncomfortable, controlling people or situations can create a temporary feeling of safety. You may need constant updates, become frustrated when others do things differently, or try to predict every possible outcome. But control cannot guarantee security. The more you rely on control to feel safe, the more threatening normal unpredictability can become. Learning to tolerate some uncertainty can gradually weaken this pattern. Number 3. You protect yourself before you understand the situation. A toxic pattern can become automatic when your mind reacts to perceived threats before checking what is actually happening. You may assume someone's silence means rejection, interpret disagreement as disrespect, or become defensive before the other person has explained themselves. This can turn an ordinary situation into unnecessary conflict. Creating a pause between what you notice and how you respond gives you a chance to separate facts from assumptions. Number 4. Familiar behavior can feel more comfortable than healthy behavior. People often repeat what feels familiar, even when it isn't good for them. If you're accustomed to unstable relationships, emotional distance, constant conflict, or intense reassurance, healthier interactions may initially feel strange or even boring. Familiarity can be mistaken for safety simply because you've experienced it many times. Changing a toxic pattern may therefore require learning to tolerate the discomfort of something healthier and unfamiliar. Number 5. You haven't taken full responsibility for the pattern. Recognizing that someone else influenced your behavior can be important, but it doesn't mean you have no responsibility for what you do now. If you continually blame circumstances, other people, or your past for every reaction, the pattern becomes difficult to change. Responsibility isn't the same as self-blame. It means acknowledging your choices, identifying what you can control, and deciding what you want to do differently. Your toxic patterns may come from old coping strategies, a need for control, automatic threat responses, familiarity with unhealthy dynamics, or avoiding responsibility for your own behavior. The goal isn't to shame yourself for having these patterns. It's to understand them well enough to stop repeating them automatically. Once you can recognize the trigger, identify the behavior, and choose a different response, a pattern that once felt permanent can begin to change.